Hello everybody, it's Pastor Israel here bringing you another book review, and today we're going to be looking at Gifted, Hunted and Haunted: Why Trouble Torments the Talented, a book by a gentleman called Hosea Ramphekwa. Now, what happens now with this book is the significance of this book, and what I like about this book, it deals with the internal conflict which gifted people have, the conflicts and the contradictions gifted people deal with, talented people deal with, and why we find a situation where individuals who are talented are good at something but not necessarily good at life. So, for example, you can have someone who is good at singing, but it doesn't automatically translate in them being good at marriage or being good at finances. So, this book really goes into the nitty gritty of the conflict of being gifted and the challenges of being gifted and the challenges gifted people have in terms of their life outside of their gift. So I really enjoyed this book. It had some tremendous insights, and the first one I want to talk about is he opens up by indicating to us that life is meant to be an orchestra and a festival of gifts, that every one of us are given gifts, and the beauty of life is individuals bringing out their gifts and bringing out their talents and sharing them with the world. So every one of us have a responsibility to bring out our gifts and to bring out our talents and to share them with the entire world. And this book opens by indicating to us that beautiful aspect of which God has created all of us to share our gifts. I would encourage you to share your gift. The second concept he speaks of I like, it's called the but factor, the BUT factor, where he speaks of the conflict of individuals who are gifted, but sometimes they are gifted with an asterisk. You always have to apply they are gifted. For example, they are a gifted singer, but they are a drug addict. They are a gifted preacher, but they are a womanizer. They are a gifted mathematician, but they are an abusive husband. So he speaks about the conflict sometimes between an individual's gift and an individual's character, that sometimes their flaws can come to a place where they overwhelm and come to a place where we are unable to enjoy their gift without adding an asterisk, without adding a little, they're great, but there's a flaw that seems to overwhelm and overpower their level of gifting. And then number 3, he speaks of a principle called the rod plus prayer. So now he's talking about character development within the parenting process, particularly from a Christian perspective, how we ought to incorporate the teaching of the Bible and the teaching of prayer with stern discipline. When he was raised up by his parents and his mom, she would pray for him. At the same time, she would bring out a stick and whack him and bring him into line. And that's very important, that even in how we parent our children, it's very important that we pray for them, that we fast for them, but we also have to make sure that we incorporate that with discipline as well. And then number 4, another concept I liked was where he spoke about fear is the real MVP. If you don't know what the word MVP means, it means most valuable player. And that's from a sports analogy, that many times fear is the most powerful force that is stopping our greatness. Fear is the most powerful force that is stopping us from self-actualizing and becoming everything that God created us to be. And until we conquer fear, fear is going to stop us and fear is going to limit us. And then number 5, the other concept I like he spoke about in terms of what limits gifted people, he also spoke about the power of a toxic environment, the power of an environment to shape our thinking a certain way. At the same time, the power of an environment to limit an individual's explosion on the world stage, because environments are different. And I know that in the church world we promulgate the concept of Goshen, but at the same time, there are some environments as well which are very, very negative and can neutralize a gift. You can find there are some environments which are kryptonite to Superman. And we've got to be very cognizant of that and understand and appreciate that individuals who come from nothing are actually very great because of the advantages they had to fight to break forth to the next level. This book is a great book. gifted, hunted, and haunted. It's delivered in a very simple way and in a very humorous way. You will enjoy it and it will bless you. God bless you. Enjoy this book and go higher.